Hey, everybody, and welcome to Unpopular Review, the NXT review show. It is New Year's Evil, and we're here to talk about a few matches that happened. First off, this is the first NXT show of the new year, so happy New Year's. We got two new champions and an NXT Women's Champion, a new heavyweight champion, and Femi, and we have a few other things in the middle. And The Rock was there. Can't wait to talk about that. Let's take this graphic down. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba, and I'm joined with the sensational Sabrina Estella. Sabrina Estella, Happy New Year's. First show of the year for us. How the heck are you?
I am doing fine. Gotta represent a little bit. Got the NXT Championship right in my hands, like
Lovely.
a couple of tonight. And show was pretty good. Can't complain. I'm just saying for women's wrestling, even though it didn't end the show, we won. We got back women's wrestling and more women's matches than the men.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that first hour was pretty much all dedicated to the women. I thought the show was pretty good. I thought that I know we're gonna break down and give our thoughts about the stuff, but I think we all expected Giulia to be the one to take the title off of Roxanne, so it's going to be interesting to see what's next for her, because I don't believe she's going to be called up right away. We have the stuff with Eddy. We'll talk about him. And there was also, because you was talking about all these women matches, but we also had a Fatal 4-Way, and I want to say it was definitely for the Women's North American Championship.
Contendership for the Women's North American Championship.
There we go. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. We got I did not write notes for this, so I'm sure that you usually help fill in with certain spots that I forget. But I know we had Javon on, not on the show, but he was on TV. Thank you. So let's go to the opening match here. Well, first, before we go to the opening match, Rock is here. He was at Raw yesterday. If I could do a cheap plug here. We did a Raw watch along, and it was 3 hours, and it was chaotic. Sabrina Estella, you was in the chat. I'm pretty sure you saw how chaotic the show was. And you wanted to throw in before the show. I wanted you to say these things because your comment didn't get highlighted, but we were talking about anime. Freckle Sensei was talking about anime. I was defending Sailor Moon because I thought Sailor Moon was a pretty fantastic anime. You said Dragon Ball is pretty basic. And I think there were some other things, but please carry on.
It is overrated. Sailor Moon is one of the best animes out there that has paved the way for a lot of anime now, and that has happened since then. Ooh. And I just want to say, in regards to what happened at the end of Liv versus Rhea, Dominic reminded me of those guys that gets caught in the affair by their wives and is caught with the mistress. And once the mistress starts losing everything, and he does as well, he tries to go back to the woman that has everything now that he's out of her life. And she gets the best revenge possible. A low blow serves with the good old riptide.
That's right. She was able to get her look back, and I think she was Undertaker approved, right? I mean, he was there. You know, someone said, I thought it was actually pretty hilarious, that don't you find it interesting that Austin, I know this is not a Raw show, they have their Raw, I don't know if it's going to be called Rated R still anymore and stuff, but they have their Raw show. They're going to be talking about Raw next week. But do you find it interesting that we don't get Austin on any of these shows? Like, do you think he just don't want to be bothered? Okay, it's called Rated Raw Review. So it's still Raw R, but they added some letters with it. So now it's Raw and not R. Fantastic. Let's get into this chat real quick before we break down. Of course, that would be highlighted. Like nothing else. Let's just highlight that. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not pitching it.
Oh, I know. I know it's not you. I know it's not you. Rest of the dog. We got George Samuel. Did it click? Okay, there we go. I swear, I think my computer's getting through. We got George Lewis. He says, "What's going on, everyone? Still first episode of the year for NXT, and still the first in the chat. What's going on, George?" He says, "Happy New Year." He also says, "NXT New Year's Evil was pretty good tonight." We got congratulations to Giulia winning the NXT Women's Champion. You know, someone made me laugh because they said when Michael Cole was doing the yeet and said it looked like he had ants in his pants. I thought that was actually pretty hilarious.
Well, he didn't do it to not look like he's got ants in his pants. So.
Oh, it looked pretty rough there. We got said he said 3 straight women's matches to start the show. Love that. Agreed. We got Charmaine, who was very pleased to see Roxanne lost tonight. So I'm assuming Miss Marie is not a fan of Roxanne. We got George in the. I'm sorry, I'm saying in the chat. I already said that. Stephanie Vaquer is the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's North American Champion for now. We also got Mommy Rhea is back on top. He also says Rhea Ripley, 2-time WWE Women's World Champion. I mean, this was the first thing highlight, even though this was not even the first thing on here, but he wanted to let everyone know. Rated Raw review, so check them out on Mondays, right after Raw. And I said this to him, and he clicks it again. That's just in case you didn't see it. Got Charmaine.
Whenever we have our end of the year polls, let's do a UPR host, babyface of the year, tweener of the year, and heel of the year, and let's see who the fans.
No one is ever going to win heel when you have the executive consultant around. I think he is definitely. I don't think anyone could beat him. I think he's the greatest UPR heel of all time. Tweener is tough because I think that's like you. I think you, Shay, it's rough. Babyface, I mean, there ain't no one can out babyface me here, so I'm sorry. But it's up to the fans. They have to vote. I made a typo. We got said Austin might be a Vince guy and hates Triple H. Ooh. I don't think so. I think he actually gets along very well with Triple H. You know what I think? I don't think he just, not to say you don't want to travel, but I guess if he's like, I don't have to do it, I'm not going to go. Roxanne deserves her flowers because she's the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all in history. That's high praise. I think she's great. I don't know. I can't say the greatest, but I think she's great. Go ahead.
She will be in people's top 5 and top 10, but I wouldn't consider her my greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Some that remained undefeated when they moved up to the main roster, like say Asuka.
Yeah, you got a lot of people ahead of her because I look at Asuka. I thought Sasha was pretty good. God, I mean, I would have to really think about it, but there's a few other women I would have above her. Let's go here. Chris, she's one of the greatest. Time to move Roxanne Perez to the main roster. She's going to go there, but I don't think she's going right away. Not right away.
I have her come back in the Royal Rumble, be an entrant.
Post-show.
And maybe within a few months after that, get put on the non-normal televised events on the main roster. And get put
you mean like the untelevised versions? I mean, untelevised shows?
Yes.
What do you think about this comment right here from EC?
He just says I'm a bigger heel because I don't agree with everything that he says because half the time he is wrong. And he's not just because their opinions do not match his.
There you go. This is great news. Yes, I heard about that. The Sonic the Hedgehog 4 had been confirmed. Absolutely. If you guys have not seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3, you should be seeing that. You should check that out. Happy New Year to my 2 favorite YouTubers. What's going on, Good Chris in the chat? Charmaine says they should give Roxanne black roses.
Gigi already has those, so maybe Gigi could give her some.
I am wrong. So he asked the question. I am wrong. Does that not compute? And we got Roxanne Perez should be on SmackDown. I think that would be a good fit for her.
You're wrong. Sometimes you're wrong.
It's hard for him to take that, but you know what? We're gonna switch the show up. A lot of times I'm running my mouth, but I'm going to start with you. We had Giulia going against Roxanne Perez. It's for the NXT Women's Championship. Also want to point out here, they're in LA. We got the commentary team of Booker T, Corey Grave, and Vic Joseph. So now I ask you, Giulia versus Roxanne Perez, what did you think about this match, madam?
I absolutely enjoyed them running this back, and I knew that it was about damn time for Giulia to be the one to take the belt off her. Because of everybody that they brought in, she was the first that they brought in to come and take Roxanne down for a fight. And I just want to say, whenever they did this before with Mandy and they kept bringing in stars from other places to beat her and they never could, I was just like, let this not be a repeat. And they made sure it was a repeat. So for that, I was happy. But I very thoroughly enjoyed this match. They nearly killed the crap out of each other, which shows they have chemistry.
Yeah, there was a spot here. I like to always just tell people when they watch, because we might get new viewers. And real quick, I apologize. This is one of the first things we're supposed to do 2-3 minutes into the show. Watch an Unpopular Review. There's a like button. You should hit it. There's a subscribe button. You should hit it. There's a notification button. You should hit it. You should hit these things because then you get to see us. And not just us. There's a whole cast of us. I mean, you got a Monday Night Raw crew. You got an AEW crew. You got a SmackDown crew. And also that's Patreon. You see that right there? It's right in front of me. You see the words right there? Patreon.com Unpopular Review. So if you're not on that, be on that. But no, I wanted to say there was a spot here in the match where Giulia, she does that. It's like that brain buster that she did outside. Said, "Oh, that looks gruesome." But these girls really put their bodies on the line out there, and I thought it was a solid match. I felt like it was good. I feel like there was a gear though that they didn't go into. And once again, great. It was a really good match, solid. But it was like that gear. I was like, I felt like there's something that they're holding back, and I think they're saving that for the rematch because I do see them having a rematch at some point. I don't usually for NXT, right? I want to be sure I'm getting this right because I they switch pay-per-views around. February is Battleground, correct?
I believe so.
What's going on, Jeffrey? So I could see that being a rematch there. I could see them having one more rematch because I don't think they stretch it to Stand and Deliver. I see them having one more match, and then that's when Roxanne goes for her call-up. I don't watch NXT. I take my time to watch NXT. I want NXT and the NXT, and that match is awesome. Well said. But yeah, this match was solid. I also want to throw out there that Cora Jade was out there. She wanted to. I'm gonna get to that comment in a minute, good Chris. Cora Jade was out there as well, trying to help her buddy out, but that didn't happen. And thank you for that, George, because it's Vengeance Day in February. Thank you. But I did want to get that real quick. If you could go up one more time to good Chris, I didn't get that. I wasn't happy. But great run by Roxanne Perez, and as NXT Women's Champion and a future legend. Yes, I mean, 23. I can tell you what I did at 23. Absolutely nothing. She's killing it.
For me either.
Roxanne Perez versus Giulia, NXT Vengeance Day in February. Oh, we got Zeus here. Could we get only Zeus? I don't know what this is about. I thought it was something about the show. George Lewis, not over The Rock. Why is he saying that to George? But it was a solid match. It was a good open, and I think it was to give you the idea on what NXT was going to be out. Here is real quick here. NXT, I think if you guys saw the Monday Night Raw watch along Chaos Party yesterday, you would know that we are no longer going to be a duo after this week. Next week, we are becoming a trio. You're going to have the great Grand Slam Booba, the sensational Sabrina, Estella, and Freckle Sensei. I'm thinking of a new name for us right about now. I was thinking we could be called the NXT 3. No, the Undisputed 3. I was thinking something with Rascals.
The trio?
The NXT Trio. I like the NXT T. That's too many T's.
Trio.
Oh, just Trio?
NX Trio.
Oh my God, it's freaking brilliant! Well, says NXT Trio. I like that. See, of course he had to highlight that. Put yourself over. But NX Trio, that's going to be our name. That's right. Hey, Charmaine. She's on the show. Hi, Charmaine. George says Giulia versus Roxanne should have been the main event. And I said, no. Oh, yeah, no, there was no way that was going to go over The Rock. Absolutely. Not over. Not over. You know, I did this a few times every time he did it, and I said, this shit hurts. He does this, and then he wears those glasses from SpongeBob. I dropped my remote. He comes out with his glasses like the SpongeBob. He comes out, you know them big glasses when he goes jellyfish and go la 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 la. I feel like I'm the only one who watched SpongeBob. You get it. He gets it. You see him la 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 la.
I was like 3 years old when SpongeBob first started.
Oh, he was 3? Holy shit! Holy shit!
Because it came out in May '99, and my birthday wasn't until September.
You know, hearing you say that makes me just. I know I'm older than you, but I'm like, man, I was going to 6th grade and struggling, and here you are, like I'm 3. Oh God! Yes, the jellyfish glasses. It's ridiculous. Like I don't even know why he wears. And then
it's like reading glasses.
What the hell is he reading? He's going to the ring.
No, that's not the point. The point is it's kind of like that. And listen, some of those people wear glasses for a few reasons. It's either to look like a douche or to look cool. Now it's The Rock.
Which one is he? Wait, hold on. Oh, so you mean like them douchebags who wear glasses inside? Because only anybody who wears glasses inside is a douchebag. So what kind is The Rock? Oh, you agree to that, right?
So
I don't know anybody.
Looking like that, or he's looking cool.
Oh my God. That was so great. I think those are his goosebump glasses because he always wear that and then he hits himself like that. It's ridiculous. Oh, well, Dijak was, I thought he was Batman. I don't know what he was going for.
In the ads, he was a douchebag, but he did win. He did win Match of the Year in the NXT Awards. So
he did. That was a really good match. We're trying to plan for. Sorry, these freaking hiccups here. We're trying to plan for this year's WrestleMania, and I told some friends of mine, I said, yo, if we can't do Mania, that's fine. I want to do an HOG show, which are always great. So if you have HOG around your neighborhood or whatever, because they travel now, check them out.
More so than mine. Around your neighborhood more so than mine.
Yeah, there we go. And I want to do NXT Stand and Deliver. And I took my friends to go see NXT Stand and Deliver, and I'll keep saying it, they had a great time. I had to force them to cheer for Jacy. I can tell you right now, no one listened to me, and that is disrespectful. We got, let's get into some of these comments real quick before we get to the next match. Remember how Dijak wore shades to the ring? I do remember that. George says, I like that The Rock and Ava moment where The Rock said Ava is the final boss of NXT. Charmaine said her daughter is having a birthday on Monday and she'll be 10. I remember when I was 10, I was coloring on the wall. So happy birthday to your daughter there. Freckles said, yes, I agree. George, Dijak doesn't even know what Dijak wanted to be, but he put on some fantastic matches. Honestly, he was really, really good. Matter of fact, we got a chance to see him in MOW. I want to say last month, and he went against Matt Riddle. I don't even think we had a finish, but it was good to see him in person because he's really fantastic what he did. Ava's the final boss of NXT. Put some respect on it. I honestly don't think Ava is really doing a good job, but I'll get to that later. And Jeffrey asks, you forced him to cheer? Yes, that's the kind of friend I am. I force my friends to do what I want. If I sit here and say, hey, don't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Actually, no, that's terrible. Who doesn't like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Let's get to the next thing here. Let's talk about Eddy. We're talking about Ava. Eddy had this moment where he really got his ass kicked. He kept saying, you touched my heart, good Chris. I was happy. Oh, you said you was happy. Oh, except
for Jacy.
See
but
that?
Here's the thing, Jacy didn't eat the pin.
No, honestly, she never lost. Honestly, it was Fallon Henley. We'll get to her because she's honestly messing everything up. It's like, I imaged like when Beyonce back in the day when she was doing Destiny's Child, and then Kelly tried to like really get her vocals higher than Beyonce, and Beyonce's like, "Excuse me, do you not see me here? What are you doing?" Destiny's Child was a band in the 90s, in case no one knows what I'm talking about, because I feel like I didn't even know who APA Rocky was yesterday, and everyone was upset at me, but whatever. Eddy really got hurt here. He gets hurt. Ava is not buying this because she got fooled by everyone. She said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. I forget the saying. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I really should have paid attention in school. Thank you, Sabrina. But later on, I guess we could tie this all in.
When you do stupid like that, when you attack yourself to get yourself a title shot so you don't have to fight 25 other men because you wanted to work smarter, not harder, and then it happens to you again, but this time it happens for real, and you try to tell the big bad boss who you tricked, you really think the big bad boss is going to believe your ass after what you did?
The big bad boss.
We can clip it. We can tag him in it. He follows me on Instagram. I don't give a damn. But Eddy, there is no way in hell ever was gonna believe that you didn't attack yourself if you already did it before. It's a little tribal boy who cried wolf. I
did want to because I agree with you, Jeffrey. I honestly thought The Rock did that too. I said, "Oh, he's here for his daughter." So when Oba came, I said, "Oh, I guess never mind." I guess Rock took one good look at Oba and just said. And Oba said, got you, boss. And he just took care of it. But yeah, I thought The Rock did that too. So we get a fatal four-way. We got Stephanie Vaquer, Kelani Jordan, Lola Vice, and Cora Jade. The winner of this match would be the number one contender for the Women's North American Championship. Kelani Jordan, I just want to highlight her a little bit here. She was showing a little bit more aggression in here. She was, I don't want to say.
She's had Cora Jade breathing down her neck practically for a while now. And I mean, the woman snapped and she attacked her with a kendo stick at one point, and Stephanie did get in the way to stop her. But once people poke the bear and they start poking at the person who normally doesn't show how angry, how violent, how aggressive they can be, you unleash the beast. And Cora Jade wants to unleash the beast in Kelani Jordan. And they're going to have a singles match at some point or another. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had a street fight or a falls count anywhere or a no DQ or a steel cage match or a steel cage match with all the weapons hung up on it.
Oh, you're saying talking about Cora Jade and Kelani. And you know, and as you say that, and if I'm booking that, I would have Cora go over Kelani because Cora had been taking a lot of L's, and that should be the thing to set Kelani off. It reminds me of almost, if I could compare a scenario, I want to say, I forgot who Io won against. I want to say it was Shayna Baszler cage match. Io lost, and that's when she turned on LeRae.
I watched that match. Many of you remember it.
So I think you could definitely go in that kind of direction, because I feel like with Kelani Jordan, and I feel like I said it on the show. I'm sorry, guys. I do all these podcasts, so I feel like I either said it here or I said it to because I talk to myself. I do that. So if I repeated myself, bear with me here. But Kelani Jordan needs a change up. I think she needs some kind of switch up. I think her turning here.
It helped Cora. It helped Roxanne, who is our now former two-time NXT champion. Thank you, it's a wig.
Mine's too.
Hey, a change-up can help somebody big time, and who knows, maybe it could be something that helps Kelani. I mean, it also helped Fallon. She's now our North American champion, and
not mine's. Absolutely not. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. One, I want to give it. Let's give a round of applause for you, because I got what you were saying, but not mine. My champion is Jacy Jayne. I just had to correct you here real quick. That's all. This is the kind of stuff. I hope you're watching this, Freckles. This is what you're going to have to be dealing with on Tuesdays with both me and Sabrina. We don't argue. We agree. We agree to disagree. We're fantastic. We're honestly.
And we don't say that the person is wrong just because their opinion is not ours, executive consultant.
Well, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I kind of tell George all the time he's wrong, but he works with me and he understands my stuff. He gets it.
Well, but to make your blood pressure go through the roof saying stuff about fatal influence. So
he cares. He gives me no care. He don't care about my health at all. He just wants to see me just fucking a blood vessel pop or stuff like that. I guess I had Stephanie going over. I saw earlier in the chat, Jeffrey.
Just like I knew Giulia was going to win today, I knew Stephanie was going to be the one to become the new number one contender. But I still feel like the one that's going to take the belt off of Fallon will be Zarya. And I feel like shenanigans are going to ensue when they have their match, because I like Shotzi, but I don't think she's going to beat Stephanie in that number one contenders match for the North American Championship.
I'm glad you said that, because we could just touch into that right now. She pinned Fallon Henley because she can't hold her end of the bargain. But she says, well, I pinned the champion. I see this being a triple threat. There's no way that these two are going to fight.
Are you kidding me? Fallon Henley, she barely wants to fight anybody down there as it is. She says that she's going to be a fighting champion, but not entirely has been a fighting champion.
No. Honestly, she should be grateful. I can't wait to talk about Jacy, because I have a lot to say, because I've missed, I want to say like the last 2-3 weeks. I felt like there's some stuff. I feel like you guys miss me on my Jacy Jayne rant, and I'm here to give you all of that. We got anyone who read what I say. Okay. And then the fucker put it in caps. Don't you yell at me. Don't you text yell at me. How dare you? Anyone who likes Shotzi clearly do not know what they are talking about. Shotzi is the worst wrestler on the planet. Now, I totally disagree with Evil Chris. And then he puts it in capitals. Why are you yelling? I can't stand it. Why are you yelling? What are you doing? It just, you know.
He's really upset that now I'm a fan of Roman now that he's not being the pain in the ass champion that he used to be.
You know,
I don't go for Solo, who is no longer the tribal chief because he never was.
You know, not for nothing. Solo.
His ass for 4 years. I don't want to hear it.
Solo is actually like, he grew on me because one, he's kind of funny, and his theme is actually a freaking bop. I'm not going to hold you.
That doesn't mean I have to like him as a wrestler.
Oh no, not at all. No, I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. I had a ring pop earlier. I'm just looking at it. It was fucking fantastic. Let's get into this next. You know what? I'm so sorry. What we usually do is play commercials here. I was just getting ready to talk over, but why don't we play a commercial? Let's reset, because we were saying that all yesterday. Let's reset. Roman has not been the tribal chief since he changed his entrance music. Cool. Can you play a commercial now, please?
Waited long enough, man. What a year in professional wrestling. I mean, let's just be honest. Let's kick it off.
Previously on the Mike Knox Show.
Any non-wrestling fan. Matter of fact, I'm gonna back that up. Like, because we're going in, Vaughn, into year 16. Right? It's my sweet 16. Okay? And I've done some things, but it's time to get bigger and better in 2025. He goes to SmackDown. Look how long ago this was. And he says, not just a liver spot. Not a chicken spot, not a dog spot, not my ball spot. You can have my spot. And people were like confused, thrown into a tiffy. But no, not me. You know why not me, Vaughn? Y'all know why in the comments. Comment below. Let me know. You know why? Because the only thing that matters is Rock and Roman. When are you guys going to understand that? I digress. And then the best backstage segment this side of the Attitude Era. Look at you now. But wrestling fans next to my black people is the greatest community because y'all are all fucking stupid, crazy, and insane. And there's not a single word to describe the wrestling community.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. Other YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it.
Hold on here. Is it the barbershop? Is it the barbershop? Yes, it's the barbershop. Yeah, I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation.
And ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's majority of gentlemen in the chat, so forgive me. That was the Mike Knox Show. That comes on Mondays, 6 p.m. And you should check them out. Now, you're watching the NXT review show. We're not going to say that people are stupid, because that's not how we do things over here. We got Jeffrey. You know what? Sorry once again. I'm trying to be a little bit more of this professional podcaster here. But you're watching Unpopular Review. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. Tell it to your friends. Tell it to your dogs. I have 4 kittens in the back. I'm going to tell them, hey, subscribe. You know, one of them hissed at me, and I had to give him a wrestling promo. I said, listen, who are you to hiss at me? How dare you hiss at your master? Now he's no longer a part of the Children of Jack. There's a slot open, so if you are a 4-legged creature, you are welcome. I would prefer if it's a hedgehog, actually. That would be the coolest thing. What do you think I would name that hedgehog if I had a hedgehog, Sabrina, Estella?
Sonic.
Absolutely not. That's corny. I would name him Rings. It's easy. It's the things that he collects. I love when people say Sonic just because I want to hear that. I just want to hear that because Sonic the Hedgehog's the coolest hedgehog. We got thinks Jeffrey Gilbert was terrible. The Kings probably wrestle better than Shotzi. You don't. This guy, Shotzi is the only bad spot on NXT. Cats have no master. They're supposed to be with me. I mean, they're the part of the Children of Jack. I'm the master, but I guess not. Like, okay, even not. Yeah, I don't want to read that. There we go. You don't choose a cat. The cat choose you. That sounds like the first episode of Pokemon where Pikachu said, okay, now I'm cool with that. You know, there's people who would put. Can I ask you real quick? You know, we go off the rails there. If you had a starter's Pokemon, would you pick Bulbasaur as your starter's Pokemon?
No, I'd pick Charizard.
Excellent.
To
Thank
fly, and then I could fly anywhere.
Who would you pick?
I did that when I played on my DS.
Who would you pick? Because Stars is. I'm sorry, because there's all these different generations. So I'm taking Charmander, Squirtle, and
You're
Bulbasaur.
taking one, which is fine. That's what I grew up with.
Okay, so who did you pick?
Charizard.
Good taste. Some people would pick Bulbasaur. It's just so fucking dumb. Okay, Squirtle is cool. Squirtle's the second choice, but Bulbasaur is like at the bottom, like totally. See, this is why he's going to work very well here. I'm also starting a position to get a petition to get my mother as a cameo. I will try to get her on. Matter of fact, when we were doing the Raw review, I didn't keep saying stuff, but she kept telling me who would win, and she was wrong a good portion of the time. But I will do everything I can to see if I could get her to do some kind of voiceover if you guys want it.
Listen, you have the Unpopular Review NXT crew talking all things wrestling, and there's nerdy stuff in wrestling. So let us. And besides, we're having our third member. We have our own little group chat that I named the UPR Cosplay Chat. So
yes.
You have nerds in here, and we gonna bring up references of more references of old cartoons, old TV shows. Me and Freckles Sense might bring up some anime stuff here and there. So if you don't like it, then zip on out of here. That's one less view we can deal without.
Yeah, but make sure you hit that like button before you leave.
It's the
That helps.
and he's not gonna like it if we're talking nerd stuff.
He eats chicken out of the refrigerator. But let's move on here. We have Alba and Alba Fire and Aladon. Okay, you wanted to take over? Please.
No, I was just telling you because I wasn't sure if you didn't know how to properly say her name. I was just trying to help.
No, you're a fantastic help. That's why we are the tag team champions of the 10 Galaxies. There we go. They're out there. Now, I kind of have a bone to pick with them. You know how I feel about when anyone attacks Jacy, as hashtag justice for Jacy. So when I saw them last week or 2 weeks ago beat Jacy and Jazmyn Nix, I was very upset. And now they're getting rewarded for bad behavior. Do you think people should get rewarded for bad behavior? Absolutely not. If I'm Ava, I feel like I would say no. I don't know. Ava just does whatever. She lets them do whatever. It's really upsetting, but they're going to be in a match. I thought it was a triple threat, but they're going to be going against the Meta Girls. Yep. So they will be facing them next.
Now, if someone wants to talk about a wrestler who isn't the greatest, that would be the executive consultant's new future Mrs. X Harris.
Oh, great.
She still has a lot of work to do, which is why she's still in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been some spots here and there where she's messed up. It happens. She's still young, and he'll have to.
And with her being in NXT, oh, okay. I thought I was hearing stuff. And with her being in NXT, she has an opportunity to get better. So,
if we heard any thunder rumbling, that was probably going to be the sound of EC's vein pumping in his forehead from me saying about his precious Jakara Jackson. Well, guess what? I don't care.
I love he's definitely like someone who've watched a lot of old school cartoons, because the I never is literally out of like 1940s Looney Tunes. And I know I saw an old woman saying, she said, I never. What we got here? Bad Guy. This is what you have on Tuesday. Yes, this is what we have on Tuesday. This is what we have on Tuesdays. Why? Oh, because you know what? No, I'm gonna leave this guy alone, because then he comes on then he puts on his stupid glasses and he says, remember that one commercial and he sounded like Bad Bunny? It was just terrible. But let's move on to the next thing. We try to keep it digestible as much as possible. We want to say thank you guys for watching. You might have offended a fan of Jakara, because Jeffrey says not too much on Jakara. That is coming from Jeffrey Reimer, fan of the year. What is it, 2 years in a row that this guy been fan of the year? I mean, this guy's on freaking fire. Okay, can we remove this comment? Like, there's other comments. Can you take that down? Like, thank you. Like, if you're not gonna help, and then he collects all his comments. There we go. I can't wait to join you guys on the Monday Night Raw review show. I'll be in the background just highlighting everything too. Wrestling Doll is not lying. Meta is amazing. Forget fan, you offend her husband.
You always say your future ex-wife. Okay, so you can't say that you're their husband if you keep calling them your future.
I've never seen someone celebrate getting a divorce. Like Like, what is that? And we have said here, because he was so rude, he missaid. Sorry, said, I see you. I want you to understand that. And he says, I'm glad Lash is improving. I'm sorry. I promise I can read.
And Cora can too. She just needs some more time to improve, which unfortunately has been derailed because she's gotten injured.
Cool. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
And as for him with this comment saying, I'm going after all your crushes like you haven't already. You've already dogged like 2 or 3 of them before in the premise of the 3 years since I've been on UPR.
This man wants to try to sabotage the NX trio. Can't do it. And here he is, good. He sounds like the fucking fly from Family Guy. Can I say fuck? Oops. I'm so sorry.
Murder.
Oh, I have actually a quarter. I'll just throw in. Note to self: never have hot sauce on the table. That was a terrible idea. Anyway, let's talk about this next match. We have Fatal Influence against Gigi, Dolin, Shotzi, Blackheart, and Tatum Paxley. I almost said Fallon. Sorry. It was solid. It was fine. You know, I was excited because I got to see Jacy Jayne. I was thrilled. I said, yes, this is how the year starts. And Tatum Paxley, Fallon Henley loses. That is not a way to start the year. I think this is a terrible way to tarnish Jacy Jayne's name. You know what else gets me too? You know, the last few weeks that I've been paying attention to NXT, I haven't been here, but I'm here now. I'm sorry I wasn't here, people, but I am here now. And, you know, there was one week where Fallon was like, yeah, I'm the champ, and she's bragging that she loses. What kind of champion is that? Do you think that's a good champion? I don't. And, you know, I barely do think. I do it occasionally. I just don't try to do it so much to hurt the brain vessel. And I'm sitting there saying, what is this? She lost.
I don't know what else to tell you.
There's not much to do. Someone tried to console me, and I said, don't touch me.
By Tatum and Gigi, so that way they couldn't go in to help Fallon not get pinned, but shit happens.
Fallon Henley got to get it together. If she's going to be a part of this team, she can't be, you know, losing like this.
Damn, said that comment was nasty.
What?
This one.
Cameron, I don't see a future. Ooh.
Yeah.
See,
I wouldn't even say that. I'm saying that she can improve. I wouldn't say that she doesn't have a future in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. No, but I'm looking at. Okay, yeah, okay, right. Let's highlight the stuff with you. Okay, it's not like someone put my name in the comment and I wanted to highlight it. Jazmyn is the weakest link. She's still relatively young too, and still new. Watch your brother. Can we highlight the one with my name? Like, why do we have anyone here? If we not highlight comments, like, do we need assistance here? Thank you. I agree. See, Jeffrey is on board. I agree, Jack. And then there we go. And then this guy gets, yeah, fucking Tourette's. Like, you have to hit it. Let's move on because this guy's ruining my flow completely.
So we had Charlie Dempsey versus Lexis King in a sudden
sudden death. You're right.
In a sudden death sort of one fall on anywhere match for the Heritage Cup, which frankly, this was a little bit of a relief versus the way that they normally do it, because the rules can be kind of confusing. The flow stops, and it's not that fun. But hey, Lexis King went out, proved himself that he could win without any shenanigans or buffoonery involved. And he did his thing. The match was fine. I had nothing against it. I just wish he would do something about those damn sideburns, because I feel like that was like evil Lexis King. And now that he's trying to be good Lexis King, he should shave them off.
I do want to.
That's the look that you draw for a cartoon villain. He should get rid of that if he's trying not to be a villain.
I'm going to get to you in a minute, Jeffrey. I see you. We're going to be talking, brother. I see you. Yeah, this match was fine. I'm not really into Lexis King. I know he's trying. He's trying. It's just not for me. I did want to ask that. So what? It was like last week that he gave up, because I saw he won.
He blames you because he likes Jacy.
The Jack effect is happening. Look at this. No, get that down, please. It's time for me to talk. and I know I've been doing a whole lot of it. I do want to throw out real quick because my co-host here will always throw out and mention she was on the Jacy Jayne train before and that was true. That was true. I didn't recognize her game, and as time went on, I said, you know what, this girl got something. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you guys something. I had a great dream. I was in the ring. I went against Bill Goldberg and Vin Diesel, and as things were getting hard, Jacy came and helped me get the win. And then right after that, I was getting ready to go one-on-one with Godzilla, but my alarm woke me up. So I can't tell you what happened in that encounter, but I know that me and Godzilla was face-to-face, or I think more to his foot. I'm trying to figure out like the height difference and stuff like that. But you get what I'm trying to say here. So I'm glad to see that Freckles is in there. I see what's his name? Jeffrey's in there. Good job. The J train has just left the station. And if you are not on, it's a hold on, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-seater, as that means we just left the train station, and that means now you have to pay for an expensive Uber. And Uber could be a real pain in the ass. I
just have one thing to say to said in regards of Lexus King going by his name. When he was brought in, they were doing the whole no having second or third generation kids with the same name as their parents or whoever else was in the WWE.
Me too.
So that way they can also stamp their own legacy. But you also have to talk a little bit about who their parents are so people can know. I mean, Big Daddy Cool and Unpopular Review didn't know that Ariana Grace was Santina Morella's daughter.
You know, I'm sorry. Because this guy think he's so funny. I thought you made some great points. I wanted to let you know that I hear you. The executive, he thinks he's like so hilarious because he's in the background. Yeah, because even if she goes to TNA, I'm watching TNA. Like I'm not stopping. Listen, if she leaves.
TNA utilizes their roster as well, so whoever goes over there will be utilized.
And I will be
going over there anytime soon. She's a mainstay in the NXT roster, whether this one likes it or not.
Fatal Influence is going to break up soon. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it this year. I definitely see them breaking up as well. And good, because Fallon Henley's holding it back. She's holding it back. Look, see, Freckles is getting it. It's Jack Jeffrey. It's him. I did nothing. I didn't do anything. I praised the good word of someone who I think is fantastic. Now, if I could get you guys to turn on Rey Mysterio, my life would be complete. Fatal definitely breaking up.
People turning on Rey Mysterio, just saying.
I think it's hilarious. I kind of hope that he has a grandkid and his grandkid just DDTs him. I don't know why. Like, I would find that hilarious. TNA and NXT partnership is about to be over. I don't remember them doing anything for the longest time, so I thought it's been over. Wrestling Doll, I think he needs it badly. The name Lexus King just isn't helping. I mean, do you want to take that?
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from with it, but I think at the same time they also need names that a lot of the people's names got changed up a bit because they can't really use like their real names for like marketing purposes, I guess. So they also need to have names that they can trademark and make merchandise with and sell it. Like with Roxanne, she was Roxy in the Ring of Honor scene, but they didn't call her that over there when she got moved up into NXT. They called her Roxanne Perez, and people were chanting that because it was easy to say in her old ROH name. But what do the names on the merchandise say? Roxanne Perez. Mm-hmm. What do the names say for Trick Williams? He doesn't go by whatever his actual name is, and I can't
wait a minute
because I'll know. Trick Williams, that's name on the merch. That's what sells. They need to make merchandise that they can sell without using people's actual names. Like JC, that's not her actual name.
No, it's not. It's still a pretty name. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, because the chat does this on purpose, and I see it. No, highlight Mad Dog. News guy. He says Fallon is the star of the group. I personally think she could be on her own. Actually,
she was on her own for a while. And how did that go? It didn't go well. Why else do you think they put her with Fatal Influence?
Listen, Mad Dog and your news. No, because Fallon lost, so she can't be the star. A star is in the air, not on the ground getting pinned. I'm sorry, Mad Dog. See you tomorrow for the AEW review show because I will be the
comment that I still don't love Alba Fire's name. I did like the name that she used.
But you know why they do that though, right? Like they do that. I mean, that's kind of a WWE thing. Like sometimes they let people keep their names, and sometimes they change it for marketed purposes, and also for copyright. And like
now she's Katana Chance.
Yeah, and she was Casey for a while before Katana. So yeah, they do that. They do that a lot. That's nothing new. That's something where
I was like, who are these people? And then I see them come out. I'm like, oh.
I mean, once again, they've been doing it for a while. I mean, when Finn Balor and a lot of them came in, they changed Kevin Owens. They changed their name, but for Nakamura, they let him keep his name. They just let certain people they keep their name. I mean, you know what?
Bigger names outside of coming into WWE, which is why they keep the name, like AJ Styles.
I was just going to mention them. I'm glad they never changed it. Samoa Joe, you know, they let a lot of guys keep their name. I guess they said, why change it up now? I can't tell you why or what's the reason why this person, but not that person. But they're selective on that. Kelly Ray was a great name. It was a good name. Cope.
We're not talking about that one. Like the Tonto song, we don't talk about Cope.
I don't know how to cope with this.
I'll tell you how. I pretend that it didn't happen, and I still call him Adam Copeland or Edge in my head. Moving onto our main event of the night.
Mm-hmm.
We had Trick Williams versus Oba Femi, which was supposed to be versus Eddy Thrope. But we did have a backstage moment with Ava talking and basically saying, like, she was asked, how's Eddy's condition? Like, is he 100% for it? And she's like, I don't believe that he's hurt. I think that he's perfectly fine. It's still going to be a triple threat match. And then we get Oba Femi coming in out of nowhere saying, like, I did that because he attacked me on my face with the trophy last week. If you saw it. And she's like, yeah, I saw, but it's still going to be a triple threat match. And I was like, okay, but only if he can make it to that damn ring will it be a triple threat match. And I was just thinking, listen, Eddy's been pulling stupid shenanigans. He's been making himself a fool. He's been acting like Boo Boo the Fool. He deserved what he got from Oba. And when you attack somebody in the face with a trophy of that size, asses will get handed to you and will get beaten. And Eddy Thorpe learned that.
Yeah, he sure did. Got his ass kicked. And I didn't want to say before we break down this match, I was talking to the executive consultant, and I hate to give him credit, but I'll give him credit. He called it. He said, I think Oba's going to win. And I said, nah, I see them stretching this out. Like, Eddy's out there. He's got to. There we go.
Too.
Huh? Oh, you had him too?
Yeah, I had him too.
Oh, okay. I was
Williams, but I think it's Oba's time.
I thought, so this is what I was thinking here. I thought, okay, you have these three guys. Eddy's going to take the pin. He's going to get pinned by Trick, and then Oba's like, okay, you pinned him, but you didn't beat me. And
nobody's talking. This man has hiccups. There's a difference.
Take a cough drop. Get out of my chat. Eddy got a receipt. We got George who says that main event was okay.
I think it became more okay once Eddy inserted himself back in.
How mean? She wasn't mean. She didn't do anything.
I was being honest. I'm not the one who said that I don't see a future in Jakara Jackson being an in-ring competitor. That was said.
Ooh, said.
I never say to anybody that they don't deserve to be in the ring and can never make it. I would never say that. That's just taking it too far. Me repeating it doesn't mean I agree.
But yeah, I thought Oba was going to he wasn't going to get pinned, but I was surprised. I mean, that finish, I was actually surprised when I saw
the chair being held up. I was like, oh, Trick's going to hit the chair. I was like, Oba's going to duck, and Eddy's going to wind up hitting Trick with that chair. And Trick got his ass out that damn ring because Eddy took the pin. Oba won, and we all know what this is going to lead to. Eddy is going to moan and groan and bitch and complain to Ava, who's not going to listen to him anymore after all the buffoonery he's been pulling, and trying to get a rematch with him to get that belt because he's going to be like, oh, that's not fair. I wasn't supposed to get pinned, blah, blah, blah. I was supposed to be the new NXT champion when the man has no charisma. I'm sorry. The man has no charisma when he's talking. He has none.
Yeah, tell me.
He needs a lot more work.
I was never
try to get a title match, and he was going to say, hell no.
I was gonna sit here and say I've never been big on Eddy. I said I do feel like a heel turn might be something he needs because the babyface stuff was kind of bland for me. So I was like, I need something else. I see that as well in what you're saying. He's going to go to Ava. He's going to, puff his chest to say that's not fair, and it's going to spiral into control, spiral out of control. Might even have a little feud with Trick Williams for the time being, because I still stand by Stand and Deliver, Femi, Trick Williams. That's what I see happening. I think that's something you want to do. And that's what made me think, like, oh, maybe this is going to happen. Something in the middle happened. Then they meet again at Stand and Deliver, and Oba has his moment there. But I got to say, 2 new champions. We have Giulia, Femi running their divisions. And we're in this, I don't know if it's, because I feel like this term is abused when you say new era, but we're just in a new direction. And I'm interested in seeing what's going.
Like, Raw is literally on the era of Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
NXT is on the era of the CCW, or the CW, I apologize. And then we have SmackDown still on our cable TV.
It is. And, we're going to talk about The Rock. We're 50 minutes in. Guys, we want to say thank you for watching Unpopular Review. However you're watching it, from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X going to give it to you.
Just say Twitter.
It's a lot better, right?
Nobody says X. Nobody says X.
No. We got Eddy's is gonna complain because he didn't have an advantage. CCW on the brain, huh? Oh, you said that. Okay, because I was gonna say I was confused.
It's a wrestling company run by Gangrel. So yes,
Gangrel, the vampire.
Yes.
Does he really bite people?
No, but he does walk out. Have the goblets, spits out the blood, does his normal thing, and has wrestled a few times.
Nice, good for him. The last time I saw him, it was I want to say not last year, but the year before last, and he helped Cope.
He just wrestled at an indie show in Hialeah a few days ago, and I would know because someone put up a picture of it on Instagram.
I do want to ask you guys in the chat. We see you guys in the chat. We got Bad Chris in the chat, and he says, new ref shirts. Where's David? I do want to talk about the ref shirts because I see that they've been having that on Raw and on NXT. So it looks like that's the new thing they're going forward with. So how do you guys feel about these new shirts? I watch all 3 Grand Prix on one channel.
I mean, every sports referee has this almost the same shirt, which is basically that one. So it's nice for a little change up.
You know what I kind of miss? I miss back in the Ruthless Aggression era. Now I forget what Raw looked like, but the SmackDown, I had to be reminded, when you was a SmackDown ref, you had the blue shirt, and I always thought that was actually pretty cool. Like SmackDown ref, I'm fucking dying here, guys. I need tea. But they had blue shirts, and I just thought stuff like that was cool. Bring back the zebra.
Started with the new shirts.
Was that Ali shows on Netflix now? Was that Ali? Raw had the zebra colors. Okay, they didn't have a red shirt. All right, I thought they had red. I don't know. I forget stuff. Can we play one more commercial before we talk about
Joe Tessera, as he's looking at the camera, as he's supposed to be looking at the camera, he's reading the damn script in front of him, like he does every single Raw. But everybody's acting like so good.
What's wrong with that? Yeah, I heard you complaining about poor Joe Tessera looking at his
How many times do you see Jim Ross and Michael Cole, Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan or whoever, when the camera's looking at them, they're not looking down their notes, reading the whole time. Michael Cole sometimes will look down just for little clues, and I can accept that. This man's looking down like he's reading cue cards the entire fucking time. His whole segment is there every time. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. We're here in Lowell, Massachusetts. The main event tonight is what are you doing? Look up here, man. Look up here.
Wow.
So Monday Night Raw, right?
Yeah.
They showed the camera to Joe Testicle. Joe Testicle was talking to us, right? And he was talking to us, but he was also talking to somebody else. You know who it was? It was Sami Zayn. And every time Joe Testicle was talking to Sami Zayn was putting down to his notes. Every time to let him know, if you don't know what's going on with my storyline, look down there.
You're so wrong. Why you gotta come after this poor man?
I like him. When I don't,
you like him?
No, I do. What? I do. When I hear him in commentary, right, and they're not showing the camera on him, he is perfectly fine.
It's hard to tell who the executive consultant likes if you're not a villain.
It's so true. I told him we speak pretty often, and I told him on SmackDown. He was on SmackDown, and I think to the point where Z had to come back and try to save that show. And I said, EC, you know you scared my co-host out the chat talking about Shay because she couldn't deal with what EC was saying. EC just and he says he likes Joe. I don't believe it. I'm gonna take his word for it. And when I take his word, I mean I'm gonna take him and throw it out the window because I don't believe you. That commercial was on Fast Forward. It was. I thought they were. See, I don't know. I don't know. I thought. Listen, they used to do that commercials for us, and it was so fast forward. We sounded like the Chipmunks. I'm glad we stopped that era because that was not good. But let's talk about this is unpopular. But also Damien. Hey, dude, it's been a while since I've seen. I know he was in the chat yesterday, so it's great to see you, my friend. Sign of old age when you've forgotten stuff. Yes,
You ain't that old.
I forget stuff all the time.
You ain't that old.
Thank you. No, I'm timeless. Thank you. Oba needs a 1-year title run. I don't think he needs a 1-year title run. I don't think you have to do that. I think he should have a lengthy run though. I'm gonna say roughly 8-9 month run, and maybe that's even too much. But 7 to 8 months, I would go. But I don't think he needs a whole year. I don't think we have to be doing that anyway. No, the fuck they wasn't, Jeffrey. And I don't mean to curse at you. They were. I was really upset. I said, why do I sound like one of those damn chipmunks? And I know you guys, and it was never anybody else but me. And I've said, no, why do I sound like, and I hate it. I can't even say I dislike the chipmunks. They were cool. They were all right. They were all right in my book. I give it 6 months. All right. 6 months is not bad. Me too.
I say 7, 8.
7, 8. All right. We'll say 6 to 8 months. And Jeffrey, please do not encourage this awful behavior. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's get to this main event. We have Rock coming out with his SpongeBob glasses, and he has a speech. And I actually did not write notes for this. Holy shit. So we're going to improvise here. He came out, the cameras, there was lightning, and he pointed at his shirt. And I wanted to point this out because I knew the shirt. I used to have a shirt like this because a friend of mine bought it, but it was like Wrestling is Real. And the back's supposed to say People is Fake. That is Mr. Anderson shirt from TNA back in the day. No, they didn't. No, I disagree. I think that they made good songs and when they remade songs. Matter of fact, that first Chipmunk movie, there was that last song at the end. I thought that was really good. I'm going to sit here and say that was a banger. Okay, let's talk about The Rock. Rock comes out, camera zoom around him. Rock just, I don't know why, but did you feel like when the camera was on The Rock was just getting bigger? Like, I don't know why. I thought he was going to become a fucking titan. But he comes out there, you know, he keeps hitting his arm. I'm not doing it anymore because I'm bleeding now, so I'm going to leave my arm down here. He goes to the ring. He's like, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. But then he starts cursing. And then he's like, I'm not going to do that. My bad. I'm not going to do all that stuff. But he also says, like, you know, like, oh, they're telling me we have a 6-minute countdown. But F that. We're going to go all night. I said, Rock, that don't work on CW. You can't.
Time limit.
You know what it is? I think The Rock has become like, he feel like he's a planet where everything has to go around him and everything absorb around him. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. You saved me because I was freaking drowning. And that's not how any of this work, you know? But
yeah, and he also said this, which reminded me of when I was watching Raw last night. And someone else that was watching had text messaged me and was complaining, why did The Rock suddenly switch to babyface?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, maybe it was for Netflix. Deal with it. And he's like, no, I'm going to die. I'm like, no, you're not.
Well, because The Rock's babyface? That's terrible.
Apparently. He said the people would complain to him about him being mean to Cody Rhodes. But last night on Netflix, he wanted to give Cody his flowers because he's been kicking ass in the company with the company on his shoulders. And what did they say? You can't be nice to Cody. You don't drink tequila with him.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? This man is a boss, no pun intended. So let him do what he wants with one of the faces of the company. If y'all don't like it, then too fucking bad. You don't like it?
Oh, Switcher! Ah, my arm!
Listen, I can put money in this word or two. I don't care.
Fair enough. I'm sorry, I can't lift this arm at all.
And besides, he doesn't need to keep going after Cody anymore. What's the point? That story is long written, and that chapter has been closed.
No, hold on. Listen, Wrestling Dog, I'm not trying to compete with you. I respect your opinions and everything like that. But I do ask that question too because you're like, we said, a year ago, all this stuff. He bloodied this man, and then he shows up at what was it, Bad Blood. He's hitting his arm, and then does 1, 2, 3, and then like this. That was literally what 4 months ago, and now all of a sudden he's shaking hands with this guy, and he says, "Hey, say hello to Mama Rose." And then the final boss. Matter of fact,
Rose's mom didn't like that anyway, so.
Yeah, I was told that. I was told she was not a fan of that. Now, I still think The Rock is bullshitting us, though. I think Rock's doing all this.
Guess what? He's an actor, so he can be a really good job of convincing us that he's not bullshitting, even though a lot of people are going to think that he is.
It's a good detail, Jeffrey. I didn't pay attention to that. Oh, that's a good point. He says he was board member Rock last night. He felt like he was board member Rock tonight. I don't know what board member just I guess I want to be a board member or something, because can you just do that where like you just show up to work and you just drink tequila? Because that's what he has. That's tequila, right? Just take a swig of that and then drive off, which is very dangerous, by the way. But yeah, he comes out here.
A strong alcohol tolerance, and he should be fine.
Yeah, I think The Rock is the strongest man the second strongest man in the world, because nothing beat Morgan Freeman at all. I'm thinking about making that a match and uploading that one day. Morgan Freeman against The Rock. Would you guys like that? Vin Diesel as the ref? Huh? Something to think about. Jeffrey says, yep, he noticed it. George says, didn't expect The Rock is a babyface. That's all going to change. Yeah, this is bull. I don't see it. I hear the stuff in there going, they don't know what the plan for WrestleMania is. I think we'll have a good idea about stuff once after the Royal Rumble. But yeah, I'm not buying into this. Let's kiss fat babies and rub baby oil on my arm. I don't believe it. I think that this guy is getting ready to stab someone in the back. I just don't know who.
Well, that's because wrestling has programmed you to think that, like you said last night.
Yeah, I said a lot of stuff yesterday.
Expect the betrayal. And I've only been watching for a few years. I stand that. I don't want to watch something and automatically know that the person is going to get betrayed every single time. Let them get betrayal. Let them choose to go their separate ways and move on.
Just real quick, I just wanted to say I agree with you, Damien, because I thought he was going to attack Roman too. Jeffrey says Triple H said on the post show that we're going. Jeez, that was fast. We're going to weekly episodes next week. The Rock versus Roman after he shook his hand and gave him the Ula Fala. No, not Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel has to be the ref. It would please me. And that's really the show, guys. I do sit here and say it's nice that The Rock was there, but just to be there, just to say a bunch of stuff, it's like what's the thing that the cool kids say? It could have been a email. But that's the show. Let's plug some stuff here real quick. Can you put that back up one more time, please? So we can do the advertisement, please. Could you kindly put that up? Like, share, and subscribe. What was the other one? And we have a Patreon. We're going to plug this a lot now. We're going to say patreon.com. We got some content there. So subscribe to it. We appreciate that. We appreciate you guys. And Jason Momoa. I used to call him Momoa, but Jason Momoa. I might do a fatal four-way with that one, but I got to be involved in it. We got to come up with a championship. Seeds are being planted between The Rock and Roman Reigns. I 100%. I feel like they're going to definitely want to run, because they wanted to do that last year, and I feel like they're going to want to do it. They're going to want to do it this year. Good to see him in his door on the show. I can't say that's good. Like, Ava just disappoints me. Every time she sabotaged Jacy Jayne, I can't say I can't agree with that. Mad Doggy said it's very weird that we're seeing a different side of The Rock. I mean, did you see The Rock? He's fucking huge. It's like 7 sides of him. It's giant. I think it's all swerve. See what happened to that boo Jacy Jayne, no championship having. Wow, George. Isn't it past your bedtime? Didn't you have enough applesauce for what they call that? Snack time? Or I forget what these things are anymore. It's past your bedtime. Ava looking like a snack tonight. Okay, so Sed is a fan of Ava. Okay. I am gonna say this, but The Rock wasn't really needed. See, I didn't want to say it, but now the Rock hives are going to go after. Did they call that, or is that just the beehives? I don't know
what the fandom name is for The Rock as far as his fans, but tonight he wasn't really needed. Just like Hulk Hogan wasn't needed last night, but it was fun to watch him get booed the hell out of by everybody.
I will say here. So we did the watch along. My TV wasn't as long.
It's the big Cheeto racist Charlie Brown.
He called him the big Cheeto. But the sound was low, so I didn't hear it. So when I saw everyone, you can see it on all social media, I said, Jesus, they booed that man out the fucking building. Like, I think they shouldn't be trying him out anytime. They shouldn't be trying him out at all. Because I don't think it's going to be getting any better. We got George, who says he wanted to be there for his daughter. And I think Freckles is saying Ava over Jakara. We got Damien who said Netflix debut, and he said
no.
Yeah, no, Ava
wasn't that great. Jakara still needs to work.
Netflix debut, and he said it was because thank you for moving so fucking fast. I'm sorry, how many times have I said fuck? I feel like I shouldn't be saying that. I'm so sorry, guys.
Fuck, fill the swear jar every day.
Every day I'd be bankrupt. Hogan got booed in the worst way. Oh yeah, no, totally. NXT duo. Jeffrey says he was blah 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 about his doggone bear. Who cares?
He was talking about his beer. I didn't even hear him because I literally wasn't paying attention.
You know, I've seen the have you seen the meme? Have you seen the meme where it's Hogan and Jimmy and he's like, "Wow, they really hate you, Jimmy." Brother. Oh my gosh, don't get me started with cloaking. Oh, I see why you put a K there. Ava, the best GM. I disagree with you and your applesauce. Poor Jimmy Hart. Swear jar said get Hogan off my TV. I was an Ultimate Warrior fan. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like Ultimate Warrior. But that's cool. What you like is what you like. I tell people all the time, I just like Bill Goldberg. And there's like that. It's my mother that reminds me that reminds me of this. Goodbye, Wrestling Dar and Bad Guy Jack. Thank you, Good Chris, for being here. We need Hollywood Hogan. The only Hogan I acknowledge is Kara Hogan. All right. So with that said, here, let's plug this because we could run a period. Jeffrey. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Wrestling Dar, do you want to plug these shows?
On Monday nights, they have the Night Knock show for the Intelligent Wrestling fan at 6, followed by Monday Night Raw review after the Netflix show live streaming with AC and Vinny. Then you have NXT Tuesday with the NX trio of myself, the Great Grand Slam Puba, and Freckle Sensei starting next week. AEW Dynamite reviews, AEW Dynamite Women and Friends, top 5 annual predictions on Thursdays, and the SmackDown Penitentiary Friday Night SmackDowns reviewed on Sunday afternoons with the Z is Silent and Vic Mark.
There you go. I don't think we're having a top 5 this week. I think they're going to resume it next week. And I believe the next thing that they're going to be doing is the Bloodline story or something like that. I forget how they worded it, but something about the Bloodline top 5. So please check it out. Hogan probably can I read it first? Hogan probably regret being on Raw. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not gonna lie. I said garbage. Sensei, you see it, brother, and he says he was a Macho fan. An NXT trio. So yes, I don't think we're having a top 5 this week. Tomorrow for the AEW Dynamite show is All Elite Women and Friends. I'm going to be the friend. So if you're like, oh man, I saw this guy on Monday. Oh God, I saw this guy on Tuesday. Oh man, this guy's going to be on Wednesday. It's hard to be the guy, but I'm going to be there and I'm going to be on my best behavior because the last time I was there, I was a bad boy. But Bad Guy's going to come in with his suit. He's going to come in with his tie. He's going to make sure to leave the shoes by the doors to make sure I don't muddy up the place because I live in New York. It's kind of muddy around here. It's going to be a good time. You should tune in tomorrow after Dynamite goes off the air. Yes, the NXT trio, and I'm looking forward to that next week. Fresco Sensei, you're going to be a great fit here. You're going to be daily reminded that, okay, can I fucking read it? Please. For the
daily reminder that a man who crashed out about his daughter.
Oh, no.
Showed him at the Apollo on Raw last night. Just read it, done.
Okay. No, because I saw the thing and I said, oh, never mind. We probably should just end the episode. That's all the stuff. Rest of the, you have a whole YouTube channel, so why don't you plug that, please?
Yes, I have the Unofficial Camera Woman YouTube channel where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally south to wrestling shows, and I record and put them up online. I plan on going to one on Friday, so I might have some footage up within some time after that. And I plan on going to a convention on the 18th where there will be a few talents there where people can meet them, such as Nick Foley and Devon Dudley, and Mr. Very Nice, Mr. Very Evil will be there, as well as during the wrestling show. That will be happening that same day.
Damien want to know who's the guy behind the scene. It's Mr. Claw from Expect a Gadget. Can I sit here and say we should appreciate that theme? That was such a really good theme. Go, Gadget, go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I got stuff here. So I wanted to upload the latest episode of the Big Pop Theory podcast. I was struggling with it, guys. So it might be a lost episode at some point, but we're going to try to get back on track of things. The Big Pop Theory podcast, audio podcast. We record on a Sunday, upload it on Mondays. You can listen to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and I think wherever you listen to the podcast, I think that thing with a heart, I think it's called iHeartRadio. I don't know. But we hope to get back on track with that. So please support that. Support Unpopular Review. Once again, before we end, because we're in an hour and 10 minutes thing, you guys are fantastic. You guys are wonderful. The Patreon, follow these lovely media things right here, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and all this lovely thing. And thank you for that, Jeffrey. Big time supporter. We always appreciate you, sir. You always acknowledge promo battle. I'm glad that you said something here. Real quick. I think they're trying to bring back promo battle. I'm not going to hold you guys. They keep giving me more jobs, and I don't want it. So I won't be in it. I think there's going to be some people in there. But we don't have a graphic for it. But I want you guys to hear me. I want you guys to hear my voice as I talk to you. It's kind of creepy, isn't it? But look, let's... Okay, he's saying later this year. I guess he's going to be in it. But we're going to have a league. We're going to have a 2K league. They showed yesterday the 2K25 logo. They showed some images, I want to say last night or today. And what we want to do... Thank you. And what we want to do is have a league. We don't have an exact time and all that stuff yet, but that is something that we want to get going. We had that a few years back. And now we want to bring it back. And we want you guys. It's not just going to be the host. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you want to join in on this and get on this and you think you're the best, you should join us. UPR 2K League coming April 1st. I didn't even know about this until now. That's the April 1st. So hit us up. You can hit me up. You can hit the executive consultant. You can hit the UPR page. And if you're interested in it, let us know, and we'll put you on that list. And maybe there could be promos. Freckles is saying promos. We're thinking about that. Okay, executive consultant, because he's such a fucking grouch. He says, "Don't hit me up." I love this guy. This guy, I love this. He's so angry. Don't hit me up. I read that in his voice. Matter of fact, I gotta do it like EC. Nah, don't hit me up. All right, barely WWE2K model is better than... I didn't see that, so I'm going to check it out. Wow, that sounds cool. Hit up Venomous Venny. I'm good at Call of Duty. I suck at Call of Duty. I just die. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I'm going to say I'm going to win the league. Well, we got to say about that, Freckles. So with all that said, we plugged everything. We want once again, thank you guys. If you could hit that outro for us, we'll see you guys next week. The trio will see you next week. And continue to follow on Public View. We'll see you tomorrow for AEW Dynamite.